and welcome to the AEW Dynamite review. We are the Dudley Boys of WhatCulture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett and Michael Sidgwick, here to review everything that happened on last night's episode of AEW Dynamite. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review AEW Dynamite, but also AEW Collision, Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0.
I know what pay-per-views are. What's a pay-per-view?
What's a premium Luverwund? Pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round of the week complete with a bunch of goods, of course, on WhatCulture. As I said, they're joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick's review last night's Dynamite. What did you make of it?
I mean, not much. Look, it's one Dynamite. It's coming on the back of a really rave-reviewed Collision.
Yeah.
Dynamite last week had a wonderful opener and main event. All of which is to say, I don't want to catastrophize or be overly negative. I'm bored, brother. This was a pretty boring, uninspired, incredibly patterned Dynamite. I had several problems with it. I didn't feel uplifted by it. I didn't feel energized by it. I was bored and or let down. Even the match, the main event match, I thought, oh, God, I can't be arsed with you. You are joking. Not another one?
You're joking. Not another one?
I feel like it was so uninspired by the idea, which, again, like they found a little way into it justifying itself with the Young Bucks money thread, much like last week's found a way to justify itself with the Revolution 2020 callback, you know, but I'm thinking, I can't be arsed with this. And that was uninspiring, and the two matches that I was legitimately looking forward to, I was let down by. Look, I don't want to catastrophize. You know, it always feels like when AEW Dynamite does a bad number, which it did last week, and is bound to do again for, you know, different reasons. There's always this sort of like post-mortem on like, well, what's gone on? And and then you eventually start to reel off the reasons why it might not be doing as successfully as it has. And it's probably disproportionate. This has been a pattern of AEW. So I'm going to concede that I might be overreacting when I say the following. But I did tell people who were trying to will the power is back stuff into existence on the back of All in Texas, the event itself and the build towards it being a smash success commercially and artistically. I have held AEW kind of at arm's length.
A cautious optimism for yourself.
Yeah, it was. I've been holding the promotion at large at arm's length to a degree because 2023 and 2024 instructed me to do that. They made various moves of which I was in favor. The move to smaller venues, the idea of not doing too many skits, and all these various steps.
Stop talking about the feeling.
Yeah, that's the number one. That is the number one that I thought were necessary. Just stop selling for WWE and making ridiculous storyline decisions in response to CM Punk doing an interview with Ariel Helwani, you know, things like that. And they have, and it's been a sort of quiet, humble, hardworking turnaround. Not something so extravagantly, undisputedly great that I'm ready. And like this, some of this is so unbelievably phoned in, spreadsheet, lazy. Starting to get the feeling, no pun intended, that they might have dropped the ball. They might have fumbled all the momentum that they richly deserved during that all-in build. I told you I need to see until Full Gear. When I was asked on various Q&As, are we back? Is it back? Are we so back or whatever? And I'm not saying it's so over neither, but I said, give it till Full Gear. Let's see what they have to follow up, because I'm not saying it's easy to do an all-in build, but it is pretty easy to make your fans happy with a long-term story. It's what's next that matters. What is really hooking me into AEW right now? Not much. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying there isn't some good stuff on this show, but realistically, I'm feeling very, very uninspired by this.
Uninspired dub slop. some might say.
I certainly never would.
I mean, their version of slop is exciting in a way that WWE's isn't.
Tubby custard.
I know what you were doing.
Tubby custard.
It's their own version.
Tubby custard.
Excellent. They are doing their own version of slop. Just like, whatever. It's the critical acclaim doping of these multi-man tags. I'm sick of it. Getting real sick of it.
And they're doing it again on Collision.
I couldn't believe it, man. There's already been a bit of a minor backlash to the idea of doing these, what feels like every single week. And if it isn't, it feels like it, which is all but the same thing.
Tony saying,
we're gonna do it anyway.
Again, as I said, this main event, which we'll get to, justified itself with actual storytelling and direction. They're doing this one on Collision. There's a 10-woman all-star 500K tag on Collision in the women's division again. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's so uninspiring. It's slop.
Yeah, it was. I think this was sort of proof that you can have an off week in spite of good stuff. You know, like this was. I would say as an episode, it was an off week. I would say it was weaker than the sum of its parts. I think that like an episode like this is. I like that, like we get to do reviews, and I like that reviews exist and there's actual critical analysis, because like too often there'll just be these like reactionary takes. People do it to these reviews. They were like, I enjoyed Dynamite and I switched on and they were miserable in the first 5 minutes and I switched off. Like this was a show that I think had stuff on it that you could praise earnestly and come up with reasons why. And that is not only just good, but that is like setting the path for more good stuff. But the show as a whole can feel off. The product as a whole can feel, and I think it is now, like enough time has passed since All In that you can, and I was like really holding back on saying this. I was like almost pushing against it because there would be quite hot weeks where I was like, oh no, this is fine actually. It's cooled off.
It has
since
cooled
All
off.
In. It has like creatively, it has cooled off. It's like I kind of pride myself and ourselves as being able to like try and identify these periods where it is on the road to getting hot, and it's like that's the most exciting bit, and then it gets hot and you're like, we're living in it. And then you don't want it to cool off, but then sometimes you have to kind of acknowledge when it's happening. And I felt it around Forbidden Door, but I was trying to use the fact that it was Forbidden Door, which historically is this quite difficult show to build. It's almost like it's not a free hit, but you almost have to lift it out of the regular, and then on we go
not
to all.
Not quite canon, almost. Yeah,
a little bit.
Obviously,
it is increasingly canon, but yeah, historically,
it's an uneasy. It sits uneasily between canon and non-canon these days.
Yeah, but now we're sort of, and maybe this is a week 3 of the residency tape because it was feeling this way in Chicago, and I desperately don't want to be there. Do the thing we all said you should do. They've done it.
I don't
do it
like
better
it.
and differently. I don't like it.
Yeah. They are down with the do, down with the don't, AEW, and that has been a thread throughout the history. We said for months on end, then other people start to say it, go to intimate packed venues because you're in a position with an extravagant media rights deal and a billionaire owner. You can take the loss on ticket sales for the sake of atmosphere and, you know, general good feeling and vibe.
It's helped this year.
It has helped a lot this year. Not every small venue is good, I think.
Yeah. Or like the residences are tricky because it makes all the sense in the world financially and administratively, but we're just like, we're talking about 3 Dynamites, but there'll be plenty of people that are talking about the 5th AEW show they've watched. You know,
of course, yeah.
Like that's an atmospheric concern. Like it's tricky. I don't know what the right answer is, or if they just need to sort of keep on keeping on with this because it makes a lot of sense to them.
I'm starting to think the ECW arena stuff is a little bit overstated. Now I know in terms of a business like precedent, I'm not saying this is a good thing, right? Because 1994 WWF wasn't particularly on fire commercially. WrestleMania 10 did really well, but you know, anyone who knows history, even recent history, knows
see
it
the
wasn't
basketball
a great
hoops on Raw.
Exactly.
It doesn't look right.
But you know, there were a lot of Raws in the same building.
Yep.
And like artistically, a lot of it was really strong. Like 1994 WWF was really strong, and I didn't care what the building looked like. A pretty small building every week.
Now Drew,
but it was good.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. We see Bryan Danielson joining commentary to kick off this show. New permanent addition to the announcing crew. Changing the guard, says Excalibur. Danielson's in-ring days are behind him. We'll see. But I did immediately like, Danielson was over the last few weeks, a breath of fresh air on commentary, especially when Don Callis immediately joined the commentary team and just glared at him. As we got our first match of the evening, the world champion Hangman Adam Page versus Josh Alexander. They get into it right away. Big slugfest. Page sends Alexander to the floor. Springboard to the floor. Springboard clothesline. Gets caught mid-dive with a big right hand.
Threw him back in the 3.
The Alexander right hand and a brainbuster on the edge of the ring. Page dodges a crossbody, tries a moonsault off the apron into a tombstone, but Alexander gets him with the ankle lock. And Page,
that was really well done.
Page escapes, sends Alexander into the front row with the clothesline. But Alexander comes back with a backdrop on the apron and a sliding crossbody to take us to a break. When we come back, big boot from Alexander. Danielson calls what Carl Fletcher did to Kenny Omega last week disgusting, whilst Callis adds that he thinks it was awesome. Page fights back with a fall-away slam and a DVD for a near fall. But Alexander fights out of a dead eye and a buckshot, counters into rolling Germans. They go to the apron. Another one from Josh Alexander to Page on the apron. He wants one on the ramp as well, but Page lands on his feet and hits an exploder, and they both just beat the 10 count back inside. Alexander hits an avalanche, rolling fireman's carry for 2, gets him in an ankle lock. Page makes the ropes. They go back to the apron. Josh Alexander wants a C4, but Page counters into a dead eye. He hits the moonsault. Callis runs distraction. Out comes Rocky Romero and Lance Archer, but Rocky Romero just gets backdropped into Lance, and Page flips in with a buckshot to get the 1, 2, 3.
I thought this was really strong in a way that I didn't expect. I talked on the preview yesterday about spreadsheet booking. Wrestler is about to have a big pay-per-view match against a new rival. It's AEW tradition. It is AEW heritage to have that champion wrestle a lower tier stablemate. It's a bit boring. It's a bit, AEW's problems. I'm not saying there's so many of them, but my God, it's hard to get excited about something like this when we've seen it 6 years on the spin. But what they did, and it was a good and bad idea at the same time, in that it was dramatically really quite effective, but also quite ill-advised in certain spots, was, there's no drama here. Why don't we just take some unhinged bumps? Like that one that Alexander took headfirst on the concrete. I was terrified. Yeah. It looked like they were trying to do serious damage to one another to get the win. And I felt a certain degree of bloodlust, if not any real emotional investment in who won or lost, because that was very much obvious. If you're going to have a match like this, and it's AEW, until the day it folds, it will have matches like this every single week. Do them as well as this one was done. I thought this was Josh Alexander's best night. Mm-hmm. He's been involved in some tremendous matches, but, he's the 8th guy in last week's match, for example. This was the first indication I had of, they could have like someone of value and worth. And I'm not saying he's been terrible. I'm just saying the standard is so stratospheric that he has struggled to a degree. I thought he was tits here.
Yeah, like after what, I appreciate the intro might have sounded quite overly critical and negative. This is some good news right out the gate, because
Hangman Page at least is your champion.
Your world champion is in really, really good health, like being expertly handled ultimately. We'll see how this plays out long term, but week to week, I continue to think he's the best booked thing in the company, and that's good because it's your world champion, it's your top guy. They've got great chemistry of Hangman and Josh Alexander. I'd watch another go of this. The last time was about Alexander trying to prove himself as Hangman's technical equal when Hangman was still sort of working heel a little bit. This time they were allowed to go a bit more balls to the wall because Alexander's just the out-and-out heel, and he can do the stuff with really just a view on being as violent as possible. And then Hangman having to remind him, I'm there as well. Like, don't think I'm not on your level. The complete pro wrestler who's experienced everything, and obviously that feeds into what came next, that Hangman Page is as a world champion, is real feeling. And Sid just talked about this with the commentary, like undermining some things that are supposed to feel like credible and in the world. Like Hangman Page is what so many on this roster aren't at the moment. His stuff, like his character is real. Tony, this was Ibu from WrestlePurist Take, and it was a really good one, or self-made, made the point of like, he likes that Tony Khan, and it's almost like a quiet thing, like really observes kayfabe in his like answers in press conferences and in tweets, and you almost take it for granted. But he will just tweet a match, and yeah, he's promoting it, and he's a bit of a carnival barker, but ultimately it's like, this wrestler's won here, and this wrestler's got this record, and now they want to say, like, he never says, oh, they like really enjoy working together behind the scenes. It's like the opposite of WWE Unreal, was the point he was making. Hangman Page is the wrestling embodiment of that. I never watch, I'm not always his biggest fan, but I never watch the show and don't think, yeah, I'm just buying this character. I'm not being asked to be lifted out of the fiction once, and like, it does make me stop and assess how many wrestlers I really feel that for in AEW, and it's not a great deal.
So post-match, Hangman gets the mic and says he didn't spill a gallon of his blood to win the AEW title to have someone like MJF change the stipulations to matches. He didn't give everything he had for this title to have someone associated with a phallus head like Don Callis get involved. The most important word in AEW is wrestling, and Page is the All Elite Wrestling Men's World Champion. And then bing bong, excuse me, out walks Carl Fletcher with Callis saying, look, it's a nice sentiment to have. It doesn't matter though. You might hold the title, but the Don Callis family runs AEW. And he mentions this his challenge that he laid out on Collision for a match at All Out. Page says you're lucky to not have your ass flying out of here after what you did last week. But I understand that you wanted to make a point. Why don't you get in the ring, face to face, eye to eye. And there's a little powwow between Kyle and Don Callis. But he goes in there because he wants an answer to his challenge. And Page says he sees potential in Kyle Fletcher, but also someone who can't put on socks. He put over Fletcher for being built like a brick, you-know-what house, who has all the tools for the future, even seeing himself in him, a bit like when he stood across the ring from Chris Jericho in the early days of AEW, but he said he's not ready. There's a chant for this. Fletcher said, look, I've heard that my whole life. I'm 26 years old. My prime is when I say it is, and that's right now. I'm ready to be AEW World Champion. Page said if Fletcher truly wants it...
Who wants it?
He'll give him a shot all out.
Who f***ing wants it?
But he needs to do it himself. Face him all out without Don Callis, and damn it, find some socks. What do you say? Hangman Protostar, the world title at All Out. And Kyle says, you think that makes a difference, Hangman? You think I need anyone to beat you? You have my word at All Out. It is man to man. Make no mistake, I'm leaving as AEW Men's World Champion. I will not fail like you did for 6 years. I will not fail like you did 1,000 times over. You will say my full name, the AEW TNT Champion and the new AEW World Champion, the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher.
I've got a lot to say about this, and I'm going to have to jump ahead. Not all of it positive. This was, I would describe as fine. I would describe it as fine. It didn't feel hot in the building. And first detour, like, shut up. Shut up about irony and memes and chants and socks.
Laugh.
We got him.
We got him on TV.
It is epidemic. Actually, no, because it spans the Atlantic Ocean. It can now be formally classified as a pandemic in professional wrestling. We're the worst.
I was going to say, like, British wrestling, I want to apologise on behalf of the dreadful state of our industry that we might have curated this chant situation. Like, that was the Brit Res boom where all this stuff really kicked off.
I would always just stand there quietly and observe, so I'm not taking any individual blame on behalf, on behalf of my compatriots here. I'm sick of it. It's like watching 900 Excaliburs in that crowd. Just
100 Jeff Jarrett.
there was 900. There was 900 of them. Jesus!
One for every match announcement in the old days.
Just earnestly engage with what you're saying. Take it a little bit seriously, because I would like to take it seriously at home. Create the right atmosphere. I don't want to tell you what to do, but I'm going to, at this point, you know what I mean? It was just like, sucks. It's like, Hangman Page, more often than not, in fact, almost every time, does a sensational job. And he's done this. This has been the pattern of his AEW career, right? Well, ever since he first started to really flirt with just that little shade of comedy. Like when he was this guy plagued with self-doubt, feeling, and what a great device this was in the age of social media. In January, February 2020, when he starts to like discover himself properly, grow in confidence. But it was that balancing act of he was getting told by the Young Bucks, you were a jobber in Ring of Honor when we decided to make you. So don't ever forget that. And he still had these self-doubts, but then he would get the falls in the tag matches, and he would start to get a pitcher of beer behind his back, and he would say, hold my beer, Matt Jackson, I'm just going to do this buckshot and get out of here, because he was so casually brilliant. He was so great at that little one shade of comedy that never undermined his serious presentation, never sort of went full bore into dreaded irony meme territory. The way that this audience, and it's everyone, reacts to everything. If he does that, hold that, Matt Jackson, you can just hold my beer, like a literal hold my beer spot. Hold my beer, hold my beer, hold my beer. Stop dancing.
Sorry.
Shop AEW.com, hold my beer shirt. In the bottom, sort of corner of the screen.
Yeah.
Giant picture.
Who'd wear their own t-shirt?
Giant picture.
Who'd wear their own t-shirt?
Beer is awesome. And I'm not saying that this is awesome chant.
You got yours today, or?
No, did I miss a meeting?
I wish.
The Sox chant, it's like they're
more.
trying to build a main event match.
Yes.
If this is some
It did annoy me.
prelim comedy, go for it, I guess.
You have to. I don't disagree, actually. But,
Time and place, guys.
I know. We just, I can already sense there's a.
You sound like a disappointed dad with their teenage sons. Come on, guys. Come on. Time and place.
Time and place.
This is becoming. The Clash in Paris one was my personal tipping point. I know you've been on this for a while.
Not for me. You kind of had to be there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe in about 4 weeks it'll start being funny, but for now.
How it's this. People will get, not people that listen to this podcast, I don't think, but there is going to be this massive chasm that opens up, isn't there, between we're just trying to have fun at the shows, and then people are have fun the right way. You can already feel it happen.
Yeah. I'm not saying obnoxious chants are a recent trend.
No, but it's the divide.
It's defining how an audience behaves at this
TV
point.
viewers are speaking up about it.
It is defining how a crowd reacts to things now.
Have fun, but have fun by being disciplined.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the actual content, I liked the idea of Hangman Page comparing Kyle Fletcher to his younger self. It does two things. It tells you, I hadn't thought about Kyle Fletcher being this awesome babyface at some point. That's going to be cool. It further reinforces the idea that Hangman Page has made it, and he is a proper tippy-top main event face of the company, main character, because he's now putting himself in the shoes of the guy who helped really establish AEW as that credible main event star. So there's a lot of good nuts and bolts to this. But Page isn't allowed now, apparently, to do a cute little line about socks without it being just completely ironified by this audience. So that sucks, because that's one of the nice things about Hangman Page's character. He can get this cool, funny line out, but also be serious at the same time. Apparently not. Fletcher.
Sorry, just really quickly though, but is that not cowboy personified? That doesn't get over the way it does without him saying it, and then it becoming this massive, the audience pick up on it, becomes a catchphrase and a crucial part of his identity. You've got to still, that's always been a Hangman Page trait, is what I'm saying. So you've got to allow...
No, I want him to do it.
No, but the crowd investing in that is kind of what makes it as great as it is. It's just that maybe we've kind of gone through the looking glass.
Yeah, we've gone too far.
Yeah.
Everything's gone too far.
What can he can't do anything with that, can he?
No, just sit there and take it, just like me at home. Just like me at home. Here's the thing as well. Fletcher was good, not great here. He still has that I'm starting to get good at promos quality to him. Do you know what I mean? Nothing I would describe him as good. He's not a great promo, but he's good. He's still in that phase of I'm getting good at promos. If you want the checklist, check. Composure, check. The ability to sort of make that voice, that volume go up at the right times for emphasis, check. He's still not completely full of himself, cocky, young, dumb, and full of cum. He's still not quite there. It's not effortless to him yet. Yeah. There's nothing that he says in his promos that really popped me or would be perfect in that video package, soundbite, truly memorable. So that doesn't help. But again, when was All Out 2019, August, September, first week of September, whenever it was.
Yeah.
Neither was Hangman Page back then.
Yeah.
Do you know? So this is all very worthy stuff. And amid an injury crisis, probably the best decision. It's a big 7 out of 10 for me, this build and this match.
Probably why I loved it, innit? Like I love this. There is a thing in wrestling, and there will be like what people think are like for like comparisons, but they're not like for like, because you just have to have the confidence in the performer when you're going to have somebody who is very established tell their challenger, like theoretically break the golden rule by saying you're not ready, right? That goes against what we're all taught and learn about how you got to put the other guy over before you put yourself over. But when it is done, and again, like I'd say this was like Rob Fee quality link in here between the Hangman Page of 2019 versus the Kyle Fletcher of 2025. This idea that we're the same, you and I. When you say not ready to somebody, but the fans feel like, he's right, but I know they'll be ready eventually, you can do it as much as you want. Triple H couldn't do it to John Cena in 2006 because there was significant concerns that Cena just was never going to get any good at anything. So like when Triple H was doing
some
it.
say he never did.
And he never did. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You hijacking asshole. Like when...
He happened to not be a very good wrestler.
Shut up. he's carrying the belt now. Like when the Bucks did it,
He's
Hangman...
technically the best.
Yeah. When the Bucks did his Hangman Page, it was in service to this idea of like everybody desperately wanting to round on the guy but like trying to silence their own agreement with the Young Bucks. And that's what makes it so cool. And that's what's happening here. You can do it to a Kyle Fletcher because everybody has got that sense of like, well, he is going to make it. So it's actually quite bold to acknowledge that he's not ready. And I like seeing like that. To me is a level of confidence in your next big thing, to be able to talk about him like this. And it's Hangman Page, the top babyface, doing it. So you're supposed to take his words as law. So Hangman Page gets to prove himself correct and back up what he said. But we get to watch that sooner or later. Like I said it like yesterday, I really believe that him having that title, this is the perfect time for this match, because him without that belt is almost a guy's like, right, I'm ready for the step up now. And that title is this glaring, it's like Shawn and Brett in 92, nearly but not quite. And you having that belt is where you should be. The secondary spot for now, but one day, yes, you can come for this again. This is not a criticism of this promo, but it is I feel a worthwhile reminder of why you don't do certain things in booking. Hangman Page has got the agreement from Kyle Fletcher.
No, don't get me started on this.
The Don Callis family aren't going to interfere, right? That is why 4 weeks ago you don't have MJF threaten to burn Mark Briscoe alive, because, well, next week should Don Callis not just burn Mark Briscoe alive and say, I want to have the Callis family interfere, and then he's like, all right, fine, you can. That's why we're critical of it in the moment, not just because it might be silly or whatever. It's because a month later, when Hangman Page has a reasonable request for the match, you now, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, yeah, well, you just undid that the last time, so what's to say you won't undo it this time? That's why you shouldn't piss about with that sort of stuff.
I'm going to touch on that. I said I would skip ahead. I won't. I'll do it because there's one particularly egregious bit of booking / sequencing on this show where I almost lost it in my living room this morning. So we'll get to it when we come to it.
Following the Proto Star, we see his former tag team partner, Konosuke Takeshita, defeating Mark Briscoe on Collision with the help of MJF, of course. And then we see footage of MJF recorded at Collision because, as we reported on the news today, his current schedule is insane. Yes, it'd been his wedding day, the day before Collision, of course. He's going to leave.
Just to reiterate, what an inspired angle that was to do.
Yeah.
Still fighting for this company. There's still that extra level of thought.
Inspired from MJF to get, I know he was cross about it. Those pictures got out.
Sorry about that, yeah.
Doesn't work half as well if those pictures get out and everybody knows he's married.
Yeah.
That's next level stuff. That's how
that.
You juggle AEW having an online audience.
Just like to reiterate our earnest congratulations to MJF and Alicia.
Two Friedman.
Yeah, doesn't work no more. On their nuptials.
Yep. I said it at the time. But yeah.
Why wasn't I invited? We've got the best podcast in the world. He knows this.
And he also gave.
You recorded something from his speech, didn't you?
Yeah. This is don't know the bridesmaids look nice, beautiful wife. And by the way, the WhatCulture Wrestling podcast,
one of the only professional wrestling podcasts that's actually worth a
and a little bit of an homage to the podcast as well, I felt, because
I felt that.
He's going to leave, obviously, to kill Mark Briscoe, and his wife asks where he's going. Time for their honeymoon. He says, "Toots." Huge pap.
Huge pap. I love Toots is such a dick. It's one of the best words used by awful people.
What was it?
Cheers, Toots.
Cheers, Toots.
Cheers,
Didn't we, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, it was LA Night.
LA Night, I thought so, yeah. They're not
You'd wait
Thanks,
for
Toots.
You'd wait for such a salient point. Cheers, Toots. And he was like,
They did make a really valid point. Cheers, Toots. We're not going to have a honeymoon until I end Mark Briscoe. And she said, well, if you leave right now, we're done. And he said to that silly little bitch, he was married before he ever met her. He's married to the game. And he swung the door open, ready to make Mark Briscoe's life hell. Whatever stipulation Briscoe chooses for their match at All Out, it's just going to be revealed on Collision. MJF will say exactly what he told his wife on their wedding day. I do, by God, I do.
Really good stuff, this. He came across as a complete arsehole. Yeah. Fair enough.
By love, I'm going to go and end Mark Briscoe. Where you going? And then we cut to catering with the Young Bucks and Renee Paquette.
Never need to see that.
yeah. I like this little show-long bit, actually.
This is your fed brain.
I also think were you looking at like what is in catering?
Oh, God,
what's the
yeah.
spread?
Like, it's background stuff, isn't it? Like don't get that very often in AEW. And it's the ECW arena as well. So it's like, what room are they in? There's like 3 of them in there.
But the Bucks are excited about this $500,000 tag match because when they win that, they're not going to be eating awful food like this. They'll be traveling first class, door-dashing steak and eating caviar. Nick's going to go to the casino and double it. They try and sit down to eat their food. Dark Order say, they'll cease to take and piss off. But there are some spare seats around there.
It's a cute little gag, that. Where else would there be?
Dark Order, I like that.
Either catering or Ring of Honor. Same difference.
You can't have a seat in catering as well. Like,
but there are some spare seats
We
next.
bagged you this about 2 years ago.
it's like when you see sort of, like if somebody's like been and visited for a long time, they get that's John's chair. That is like a tankard in a pub, something like that. It's there's like a regular catering seat, but then there's 4 that are just purple.
I was thinking of
Dark Order seats. They're in green.
Hitchcock and Scully from Brooklyn Nine-Nine with the ass groove. No, that's John Silver's ass groove. You can't sit on that one. But they see their good old pal Brandon Cutler.
Welcome to the Evil Uno suite.
Tells him to shut up. Storms off. But John Moxley comes in. Everyone else screams as he says, "Look, you can
Bit cartoonish.
Oh, bully.
He says, "You can."
Hey,
have-
Morris, you got my money? You're going to have Slater fight your battles as usual.
You gonna finish that yogurt? Strawberries gone everywhere. We can do that milk. Throw it at the geek. Anyway.
Whole milk. It's pretty empty to me, Point Dexter.
Oh, that's good.
Moxley on Saved by the Bell.
Point Dexter.
Point Dexter's incredible.
It is good.
One of the best words ever.
Like 4 identically dressed nerds holding books, same glasses, same braces. Moxley just chases them off.
Yeah, I don't know what that would look like.
Smash burgers, don't mind if I do. Anyway, he's going to give him they'll split the money if they show up like the Young Bucks of old. It doesn't matter now.
What you got there, nerd? A hot dog? Well, it sounds like animal abuse to me. I'll just put that in the trash. Don't do bad.
Oh, dear. Anything you want to say about this?
Nah, I genuinely like the little silly bollocks story that played out far more than the match that was required to pay it off.
Yeah.
You know? And I suppose, like, we can all tune into being the elite to see how the doubling the money goes. So they're like the Happy Corbin end of this, rags to riches.
You ever seen Christine?
No.
Some great, fictional. I was bullied. I would never trivialize it. But like the mean dickhead trope. There's a character called Cunningham and the bully calls him Cunningham. Nerd! Just trying to think if Moxley could say that to a member of the Dark Order.
there's anything in like a move you can do in Uno to like ruin Evil Uno's food.
That's evil, Uno.
Or like, looks like you've got this tray, and he's like, well, you know what they do in Uno? Reverse, and he like flips his tray over and all the food goes.
So that's what that sort of character archetype does in these movies.
Yeah.
They'll say a name and swear in it or get an insult in the name.
So like,
We can do this.
Evil Uno's got his tray of food, right? And there's a burger and there's some fries, and then Moxley
Barely touched your third meal. That's a line from Twin Peaks.
Moxley just walks over and says, Uno, I'll pick up 2. And just takes them both and walks off with his food.
Good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Do that next week, AW.
Yeah. Have that on us.
Adventures in Catering. Saved by the Bell Moxley. I'd really like that.
Yeah.
Moxley, the AEW school bully.
That's essentially what he is.
Kind of, isn't he? Yeah.
Hey, if it isn't. Hey, her. Brandon Cutler. That seat's taken. Her.
It's not my name, John.
I like the way as well, I forgot to mention this, when he sat down, he seemingly, he sort of was sat down, everyone swaying, and he sort of went like this, and then he sort of changed his mind, and he was like, I don't want to sit like that.
It hurt more than I thought it
stupid,
would.
actually, he's 1 foot on the desk. But
It's got like a tab on his ear. He takes off and he drops it.
We'll think of more of this for the Dynamite preview.
Yeah.
School bully John Moxley.
Well, we've got 3 hours of Dynamite next week, of course, for them to do this. Oh, sorry, Sis. Just
A
checking
$1 million 20-man tag going 40 minutes.
Every minute that passes, yet another 10 grand or something gets added to it.
Yeah, Hamflett likes that now.
Money clock in the corner.
But if the lights change, I think I might be into that every minute. Sorry, Sis, I was just checking my notes here. It appears we have a women's match in the first hour. Well, I suppose get out of the way in the first hour, and then that's it, isn't it? Of the women's matches.
Look. They did. That's one thing they can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those where it's like, do you deserve praise for doing 2 women's matches? I don't think so.
3 hours next week, though. That could be week 2.
Yep, 2 weeks in a row.
Maybe an end to the game.
And 2 more. All we need is 2 more weeks.
Such a shame that both matches last night were a letdown.
Tag was a stinker.
This was rotten, sadly.
So it was the TBS champion, along with a whole host of others. Did you remember this rightly? And did Emmy help Mercedes carry her belts to the ring, basically? Because there was about 20 of them, obviously. It was.
There were 9 of them.
Jesus! It was Mercedes.
Money.
And Emi Sakura versus Riho and Alex Windsor! Feels weird now going through it, considering we've sort of had the prelude to this of you two saying it was a stinker.
It sure was.
Emi,
Maybe let Windsor have another shot at the belt because
No, that's I had that exact thought. The quality disparity between this tag match and the opener of last week's Dynamite was staggering.
So yeah, Emi hits Riho with a slam. Riho bridges out, hits a drop kick and a tiger feint kick, brings in Windsor, who hits an assisted head scissors with Riho to Mercedes. Riho also launches off Windsor's back to hit a flying elbow. There's a half crab on Sakura from Riho, but Moné pulls her partner to the floor, and there's a big dive from Riho, a crossbody to the floor to take us to a break. When we come back, she's in trouble, but then there's a hot tag to Windsor, who hits a misdirect lariat on Moné. She kicks free of the sharpshooter, but can't get out of a stun gun. Mercedes is hung up in the ropes, and Riho hits a top rope double stomp and a sliding drop kick for 2. Moné drops Riho and uses Sakura for an assisted top rope senton for 2. Windsor makes the save. She gets sent packing, though. And there's a weird-looking leg sweep slammed by Riho on Sakura. Mercedes makes the save. Sakura wants Queen's Gambit, but Riho escapes and puts her in a half crab whilst Windsor puts Moné in a sharpshooter in the ropes, and they both tap simultaneously.
Oh, boy. I thought the structure of this match was odd. The execution at times actively atrocious. Like, the finish was like really an anticlimax.
Yeah.
Kind of came out of nowhere, so that's no good. If you'd just tuned into Dynamite for the first time last night for whatever reason, you'd have no idea whatsoever that not only had Riho and Emi Sakura actually met previously, they've got this incredible wrestling telepathy because Emi Sakura, to borrow from the Diva Stan lexicon, as mother, because she
broke her in.
She broke her in from 10 years old or something?
Yeah.
She's essentially her wrestling mother, soulmate, taught her everything she knows. That Full Gear 2019 match I still think is incredible. They looked like they hadn't even met one another in that ring last night. I was baffled. It was because of what we know about their chemistry and their history and their story. It was almost impossible for this to be as crap.
Riho had a shocker.
Riho was awful,
especially as the challenger. Maybe that was why the spotlight felt more on the things that weren't working out. But I thought she had a shocker.
She had a shocker. Her against Sakura wasn't good, which was as I said, inexplicable given everything we know about their relationship and her exchanges with Mercedes. In contrast, as we said to Windsor's last week, oh dear, Riho and Mercedes here. This was the nightmare scenario for what this match sought to achieve. This match and other matches like it are designed to do one thing: give me a tantalizing glimpse of what they can do together in a singles match. Draw out the confrontation, tease it out, build up the anticipation for it, do one dynamite sequence, and just when it's getting it great, have, I don't know, Sakura sweep Riho's legs from outside the ring to go, oh, that was just getting good. Oh, at least we get to see it at the pay-per-view. The magic trick of Riho always used to be her strikes would look deliberately weak and or whiffed. Like the Nyla Rose matches are the perfect example, where she would not lay in the forearms and then Nyla would quite easily swat her away. And then in the crest of the comeback, she'd start to lay them in, you're thinking, and it's the juxtaposition of how rail thin she is to how much she started to kick ass. Then she'd do a snap drag, and then it was just pure magic.
Was it the hater bump off a dive?
Yes.
That was awesome.
Her, Riho, drawing on the strength of the crowd and her own belief and ability to start looking like an ass kicker in those final 5 minutes. It used to be absolutely magic. Here it just looked like piss weak sauce. She did a drop kick and it missed by miles, and it looked like even if it had a hit, it wouldn't have hit a fly.
That used to be one of the best ones, to your point. One of the best examples of, oh, she's just knocked him out. How's she done that?
Yeah.
Knocked him halfway across the ring at her size.
This was really not good at all. Significantly less than ideal. It was one of the matches I was most looking forward to on what already now feels like a decidedly B-level all-out pay-per-view with Ospreay, Swerve, Omega all missing out. And now this match, which was meant to get me excited about it, now has me worried about it. There's no such thing as a disaster. This was close to it.
Was it a Bohemian crapsody for you, Michael Hamflett?
You sitting on that for the duration of Sidgwick's analysis?
I was listening. I was constantly thinking, Rhapsody, wait a second. Put C in front of that. That's what you get, expert analysis. Puns.
Let me give you the news of the world of women's wrestling.
Now you're going to set him off.
No, well, that's my only one.
And now you started... You set him off, and then I have to win.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't just sit there.
So now it's derailed.
I was waiting for a hammer to fall from Riho here, but it just didn't come. 2019 Riho, those were the days of our lives. Those are long gone.
I think this match now at this point really is under pressure.
I can't even say a lie without putting one in. But no, they'd have been better off going in cold. There's no Queen puns, by the way. They'd have been better off going at this pay-per-view cold. And just be like, well,
it's wrestling Gaga now, isn't it? Anything else?
Just hopefully the Rock Me in Toronto.
It's Canada, it's not a hot space.
Well, Moné, she's got that pedigree. I mean, she is the champions. And I did win, so there we go. There we go.
He won.
Which because I need your help with this next bit, Sidge, because Renee's back there with Ricochet in the Gates of Agony, calls the Hurt Syndicate cowards, says you like the numbers game. How about a gentleman's agreement? My guys will stay in the back. You keep your thugs in the back, and I'll embarrass Shelton tonight. And next week, when we defeat the Syndicate, you'll have no other choice to respect us. And that is a demand.
Well, what immediately followed this? Actually, no, I think I'm jumping ahead.
There's a couple.
The rant will happen later, I feel.
Okay. Then we get a nice by the numbers video package on FTR and on, of course, CNC, Cope and Christian.
Love that whole thing, like really nice.
Again, I've only seen this. I'm only mentioning this because I've seen this on socials. I think there was either the theme song or a version or an homage to the TSN Hockey Night theme song, which people were liking about this, but it's a reference that's missed on us. But I'm glad people like that. Talking about their success in AEW, success in general. Canadian boys finally home at All Out. May the best team win, says Renee. And Stokely and FTR march out from the back here with Stokely saying that package was BS. The greatest tag team in the world is going to win that match at All Out. Every week, Stokely hears the same thing. Shut up, Stokely. You don't get any hose, Stokely. And he says, everyone here in the 2300 arena looks like extras from Roseanne, so no one's getting any hose.
I like that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed FTR in this building a lot.
Yeah.
Like, this building's really helped this program massively.
Dax said this could have and should have been a dream match, but he's heard enough. All these fans wanting to fight. Let's have a bare knuckle fight then. And Dax gets in the face of a few fans and then just beats up the cameraman and his cable guy, basically. And then that's it. Just sort of ended.
I like weird. I do like that frisson of like, go on, punch Dax hard in the face.
Yeah.
Go on. Because he gets right into them. And there's some of them who like look aggressive and like they're sort of meerkatting out.
Hey, Devon, takes you back, don't it?
And then he goes up to them and they're kind of like, they're none of them going to swing.
No.
But I'm thinking, go on, swing. I like it.
Do you remember it must have been One Night Stand, I assume, where Randy Orton walks out and he's just like, he hates everybody there. And the fans like punch him in the arm and he just turns around. And you're like, that version of Randy, you're like, whoa, it's about to happen.
Come on his hand and pie fish you with it, mate.
That's what he'll do.
Swing, huh? Swing.
I said it the other week, like, I just assumed my investment in this program was rooted in Edge and Christian nostalgia. I just think it's one of the best things on the show. I cannot wait for the match. I think it's been really well plotted, even if they had to rush through a couple of the Christian bits.
They had to.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they just realised
me too.
there's no way they're going to convincingly turn this guy babyface.
Yeah.
It just...
The Glasgow thing turned it for me. I was suddenly like, oh, I like this now.
The nostalgia's evidently there. They picked the right destination for it. It's not for the belts, so it can be as fun as you need it to be. FTR have leveled up like in this heel role. The building's been good to them. Honestly, I think they've pretty much nailed this whole thing.
Yeah, I've nailed it. Just wait until it goes 35 minutes.
CNC are definitely going to make them sweat in that match. Don't you worry about that one. What else was I going to say? I don't know. A thing to say.
It's all about the wrestling point. Just went right out your head. Once you came up with that, out it goes.
Oh, that was it. I was going to say another nice homage to the podcast as well in here, with with what happened with the cameraman after what happened to Hamflett in the Great North Run. He fell flat on his ass.
Hamflett fell on his dick.
How's the knee?
That's fine though, actually. It's all right.
He showed it to the people yet?
Yeah.
Got it out on.
Showed it to the AEW people.
Show it to the people. Wave at the people. What's that? Is that a Simpsons thing?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. She's still got shorts on in September.
That's great. I'm glad I moved the camera.
It's
thing
on
off.
that one.
Yeah. No, it's too late now. I'm back the other one. Come on.
Change your mind.
Oh, actually, well,
Change
I'm back
it.
the other one.
Kick him,
The
kick
wrong
him.
camera.
Tickle him.
There you go.
Ooh.
Maybe I should wrestle John Moxley.
Yeah. Seen bigger ferret bites.
Then Renee's backstage with the Hurt Syndicate, and they're talking about this gentleman's agreement. Benjamin cuts off MVP, though, saying, look, Ricochet, I'll leave my guys in the back, you leave your guys in the back, and I'll put your goofy ass on your back. And then we get the match, and a gentleman's agreement is held to.
No, it isn't.
Well, not yet. We've not got there yet. Ricochet versus Shelton Benjamin.
Wait and see.
Will it be held to? Ricochet sends Benjamin to the outside with a drop kick and a big dive, and then there's a nice bald fist bump between him and Taz.
It's bald.
Oh, again.
I'm bored, brother.
Again. I'm watching Benjamin almost look like he's breaking this poor bastard's neck. He's tossing him recklessly into the air. Starting to feel it. Tommy's rumbling. I want some blood. What's that one? Come on, yeah.
Sid, should we do us a favour and just say it like with a bit of passion? Just say, when you do that to a man like Shelton Benjamin, because you've got the kick.
You got the look today, yeah.
When you do that to a man like Shelton Benjamin,
you're in full rant mode today. I like it. It's good. It's the top.
That's it. I've been
top in it.
imbued by the Keegan
Got
top.
the spirit of King Kevin. Yeah, I love it.
He went down on my view that day. We're still fighting for AEW until he's funky enough. Come on. You can't do that. Build to all in Texas, and then just do a infinity amount of money tags. What's he doing?
It's been a while. It's been a while since he went so hard on a thing he got into. And we gave him credit for, like, you know what, you've parked your tournaments, and when you do them, they're actually pretty cool. I can't remember the last one before that where it was like, all right, I've had quite a lot of them, Tony. Like, it's the cash match. It's out of nowhere every single week. It's like,
Was the Pesos one the first one?
maybe. Like, let me make this comparison when I'm talking strictly about a
No,
stipulation.
he's done it over the years.
Yeah.
He's done it
That was
over
like
the years. but
Catalyst
it's-
recently.
There was
like
some on
that.
Rampage days.
It's the frequency. It's like it feels like an instruction, or it's a thing that's by design. It's like, right, let's plan next week's Dynamite. Right, well, we've got the cash match on the board. That's safe. Like, it doesn't have to be. You know, it's not like putting Shane McMahon on WrestleMania. Like,
They wrote in with permanent markers.
Yeah,
Like,
that's- get to that first.
The cash match.
Cash match.
So yeah, Ricochet jumps him at the start, springboard 450, but Benjamin rises up off the back of this, grabs Ricochet, chucks him in the corner, running step up knee, and then he ragdolls him from the barricade to the apron.
Oh, yeah.
There's a pump handle drop. Ricochet hits a baseball slide and a running drop kick off the apron to take us to a break.
That was brilliant, but none of the wrestlers have got hair. So can we focus on that, please?
Apparently so. It's getting... Sorry, do your recap.
Benjamin catches Ricochet with an overhead belly to belly and starts suplexing him all over the place. Ricochet flips out of one though and hits a double stomp.
Yes.
Dueling thrust kicks, double down.
Benjamin has just completely mopped the floor with that gig. It was so great.
I had a feeling this might be all right.
Yeah,
I got it.
It was under mind. By a performative crowd.
Because I, flew to America as I always do. When I was watching it, I had you could listen to the commentary between the ad breaks, and it was like a Sidgwick double down. It was like, hey, Shelton's got no hair either, Jones. Like Taz noticing halfway through that they were all bald. Like, he was really treating himself to it.
Ricochet.
Nothing really matters. Anyone can see.
No.
Ricochet scales the ropes, hits a Spanish fly for two, grabs the golden scissors, but Benjamin stops him. It's a huge lariat. Snaps the scissors in half, and then, wait a second, sorry. The gentleman's agreement isn't held to, actually. Here come the gates of agony. Distract the referee. Toliano hits Benjamin with a headbutt. Ricochet gets the roll-up, gets the 1, 2, 3. There's a big brawl with MVP and Lashley getting out there afterwards. Ricochet sort of carried out there celebrating his victory. It was quite funny.
Right. Sidgey's weird analogy corner. Is that a tangent?
We'll have it.
Sidgwick's weird analogy corner. Tangent. You know, this is a bit like...
Go on.
Right. I think I'm looking more in your direction than yours, as will become clear. You ever had it where, can't be asked to cook tonight, we'll get a takeaway in. And I don't know if this is a problem specific to where I live, but it's a not small residential wee town with criminally few takeaways for how many people live there, right? And you're lucky if it comes in like 30, 40 minutes. The amount of times I've sat there waiting an hour. The amount of times I've had to ring up and chase it. It's not good enough. Come on, Heaven. Come on, do better. You ever had it where it's so late and then you eventually get it where it's so unsatisfying that I put off now? You ever had
Mackey's
that?
fries are a bit like that. They don't travel well at all.
Yeah.
If you've waited like 45 minutes, you can tell you were the last one in the car or something. And
Yeah. This was like that awful feeling of being really hungry for blood. And then the stupid crowd was, I'm not hungry anymore. It's just like, stop being.
Got that blood you would ordered.
Did somebody say just bleed?
Yeah.
I mean,
That could be the jingle for me.
There you
I just was like, oh, come on, man. There's something really cool about this match. And it's just another detached irony.
pushing the plate away. Don't want it anymore.
Another detached ironic reaction that just took me out of it. And oh my God, I will talk about the stip and how it wasn't adhered to at the worst possible time, the next segment.
I thought nothing for this match, to be honest. I feel nothing for the Hurt Syndicate. Just
Oh, okay, whatever.
just like
Touches.
they
Do that again.
Shelton is the singular pin eater.
I really thought you were going to embrace him. That's what it felt like.
Come here.
Oh, you can embrace us.
Like he's going to like touch you, like in a
Don't touch
sexual way.
Just embrace it, but don't touch me. There's a difference.
Okay. The stretches they go to have even Shelton, the designated pin eater of the Hurt Syndicate, lose, like going back on an agreement and chaos everywhere and stuff like that. It's like, that's the second thing. It's like, so we've got the first thing on the board. That's safe. Cash match. Second thing, like, win,
Protect
lose,
the Hurt Syndicate
yeah,
at all costs.
win, lose, draw, promo, nothing. Protect the Hurt Syndicate. Those are the two. Like, they're etched. Then you got like Evil Uno's
Excalibur
chair.
called them the Hurt Business, didn't he?
Yeah.
In the first 30 seconds.
Not
Yeah.
like as egregious as when.
He needs to get someone else to intro the shows.
What was Jim
It's
Ross's?
such-
Was it AEW Raw, WWE Dynamite or something?
Yeah.
He had like a couple of them, didn't he? But,
Aye,
like,
but it's Excalibur's quite awkward generally. I don't know if Danielson's replacing Schiavone.
Aye.
Basically, I think Excalibur has a function on this commentary team. It ain't voice of the company, welcoming you into it and doing play-by-play. He's not good at that. Very like shittery. What are you laughing at?
You said jittery, but they thought you said something else.
we both did. Like, we didn't age
I
it,
had
you know?
something different there. I
Yeah.
wrote down a swear.
You think? We'll talk about that later.
Jittery.
Yeah.
Ah,
that's
right.
what we had. It's just,
Sorry.
it's just
Sorry,
a
Brooks.
funny word.
Oh, right now he's just like
Jittery. Yeah.
that.
That reminds me. So you just hit a milestone on this podcast.
I wonder what it could be.
1,500 swears for the year. Do you want a quick recap?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Good a time as any.
I'm making more work for myself here, actually. In bottom of the table, currently with just 9, is not my fault. The proto with 9 swears.
I wonder if he's still turtling.
9 swears.
Adam Nicholas, 10 swears.
Just got into double figures, repeating.
Oh, 11 now, yes. Stacks, 14.
Blue.
He'll say like pussy cock and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. He won't say the big ones very often.
I'm on 93, or 95 probably now.
Yep.
Hamflett, 925. And Sidge, over 1,500 now for the year.
Potty mouth.
It's weird how you experience reality, because if I wasn't given that hard data in front of me, I would say you were worse.
That's where the count came from.
Yeah.
I was sat there in disbelief that you were
Yeah.
accusing me.
We're all experiencing different realities.
Following all this, Hook is sat on a rooftop saying he always respected Samoa Joe and the Opps and that they had his back. But, Joe's explained now someone gets hurt before the body's even cold. They get replaced. But someone steps up. That being said, maybe it's time for Hook to stand on his own. Then again, maybe not.
Oh my god!
What was that? I don't know what
I don't mind this. Like, they're telling a story where John Moxley is rethinking and reordering the Death Riders. You've got Chris Statlander's like consistent tease that feels like it's getting close to a payoff. You've had the thing later on tonight. This was probably the episode to do this tease. You know, this sort of how does Moxley see this new and improved Death Riders, and could he, or like, and Hook won't be one of the guys, but like Garcia is. He was in that lineup with Orange Cassidy and Hook and Darby Allin when they first launched, and Hook theoretically should be one of Darby Allin's safest pair of hands should he need the help. And then look what's happened to one of Darby Allin's other safe pair of hands later on in the show. It's only Hook, but you might as well use that a bit. I think. Getting some out of the Opps, innit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Scared to get to this next bit now.
Right.
Because I know what's coming.
It's a little mini rant.
Tony Schiavone's backstage with Carl Fletcher and Don Callis.
This immediately follows, almost immediately follows anyway, the match between Shelton Benjamin and Ricochet.
Callis puts over Fletcher. He respects the decision of Fletcher doing this on his own because he has all the tools necessary to defeat Hangman Adam Page. Fletcher says, I need you to trust me. I'll bring the world title back to the family. Callis says he loves it. But yeah, he needs to do this on his own.
You know what the problem is, yeah? Yeah, they just told you not to believe that stipulation. Not 1 minute prior. They told you, oh yeah, the heels are full of it. So don't take this seriously. Ergo, at All Out, when I watch Hangman Page versus Carl Fletcher, and this is not what you want to do at all, because it's what WWE have trained their audience to do. And that is, there's 15 minutes of really cool back and forth action that might even indicate Fletcher's closer than Hangman reckoned with to being on his level. And, oh God, this is like really hard-hitting, electrifying stuff. And more to the point, Fletcher might be winning the title. Yeah, just wait for, I don't know, Rocky Romero to come out. Who's waiting for that? Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
They are telling me...
In every respect.
Yeah. They are telling me not to care about nor invest in the match until the thing that they've said is not going to happen happens.
Yeah.
It's already such a problem across the board, across all the companies, WWE and AEW, that run-ins, nothing matters until the run-ins and stuff, an infestation of United States professional wrestling.
Hangman the champion getting the heels to make one concession before he gives them a title shot. It's like really good booking. And you've done it twice. He's done it twice and you're blowing it both times. Yeah. But it's such a good device used correctly. And Hangman's the perfect figure to be that kind of champion. I'm not stupid anymore. I've learned every lesson there is to learn about being here. And that's why I've got this belt. Like we said it with the MJF one. It was like, you cannot be stupid in the situation. And it's like,
there's scope for it to ultimately go well in that. What if Fletcher goes, you know what, I didn't actually want your help.
Yeah.
And that could be the launch of a face turn, which you might necessarily need.
Because Fletcher did that, didn't he, on Callis? He was like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, the seed in his baby face turn within it. And
or they could, that could be a red herring, maybe. And it's actually Fletcher on the back of the All Out main event is the guy who turns, and maybe there's a need for a top baby face now that Ospreay, Swerve, and Omega are out for the foreseeable. I mean, I think they had a babyface luxury problem that sort of indirectly solved. But the point still stands that even if it does have a refreshing, unexpected storyline reason for happening, I don't believe it's for a second that they're going to do this. It's just like you've just told me if this is some ruse for the Don Callis family to actually come out. You've just told me, well, it's inevitable.
Wrestling fans are like broadly very forgiving as well. So it doesn't take long for you to just establish a set of rules within your universe again that can make audiences believe that stipulation is going to be adhered to. You know, like on any given week of we're not picking on this Dynamite, on any given week of any given wrestling TV show for all the companies, WWE and AEW, like you're going to see something that contradicts something else. Wrestling can't help itself. But you can forgive most of it if two wrestlers who are, say, fighting for the top title have established a premise. And you're like, you know what? Whilst in a tag match that meant nothing later on, that was already thrown away. Between these two, there's that sense of honor and and you can sort of imagine it. AEW is not very good. Like, discipline across the matches is not something that you sense Tony Khan, the authority figure character, does well at upholding. So this is one of like the harder things to nail down. So then to contradict it within the same show is
bad.
It's really silly, because even if they hadn't done that, you've got to be like, right, can it stick to the rule that's been laid out here? And
They've
even
got
then,
another title that is literally the rule that other people can't interfere as well.
yeah, it's like that sort of stuff, that kind of indiscipline gets in the way. So the last thing you then want to do is have a segment where it kind of invites it a bit.
Following this, we got the Philly street fight between Timeless Toni Storm and Skye Blue. Storm comes out with weapons, pulls a sign off the wall, smashes a beer on her head like the Sandman. She's got a signed kendo stick as well. Skye Blue's got a kendo stick of her own, and they exchange shots early on. Toni Storm plays a stop sign like a guitar. Blue avoids sweet cheek music and staples the ass of Toni Storm, then gets her in the boobs and vag as well.
I was going to say it was a good sequence. That's the old ass cheek, tit, muff. That's what she did.
That's what she did.
Just call her like a see it.
Sure.
What happened? Sorry, Sis. What was it?
So the staple, in order, good sequences, because, I mean, it genuinely was good, and I'll go into it, but, ass cheek, tit, muff. So the idea was ass cheek. It's like, oh, well, it probably hurt. I mean, you staple it anywhere on your body's going to hurt, but, there's cushion.
Mm-hmm.
Cushion. Ass cheek, and then, ooh, tits, and then muff.
As they say, it's all good stuff.
Indeed.
For a man who says he doesn't like crowd chants,
Just
ass cheek,
Tit,
muff is...
Ass cheek, tit, muff. Just want to say muff, obviously. Like, muff's one of the better ones, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what that means. What, things in life?
Storm gets revenge. Where did she staple her Skye Blue, actually?
I can't remember.
The last bit of the best chant that you've just come
Just
up with.
muff.
Yeah. Attack on the floor. Goes to a
The
break.
old one muff, one shot. One shot's all it takes.
One muff. We come back. They brawl on the barricades.
4 letters, 1 word. Muff.
No, but how would Jay say it though properly? Thank you.
Excellent.
They crotch each other on the barricade. And Skye Blue's got a lovely sign. It says Generational Heartthrob Tony Schiavone. It's actually a street sign.
There's a lot of cute ECW bollocks in this one. They're playing the thing with the New Jack, right? There's a lot of that. I could actually admire that.
Bit member berries.
But this was the show and the night and the rest of it.
I did like the gag because I like it when they're a little bit cruel to Tony Schiavone. The idea of, someone's wrote a I don't ever do that. It was a joke, obviously. Good stuff.
Storm reveals a giant table filled with mouse traps with a top that reads, I smell a rat. Storm offers cheese to commentary and Excalibur takes it. I knew you two would
You
hate
are
that.
what you eat.
Are you a cheeseman, Sidge? You talk a lot about like food and stuff. Like around Christmas time, I picture you having like the big cheese board.
Well, yes and no. I like cheese, and I'm not saying you can't have both, but if I'm at a fancy day in restaurant and you've got, your starters, your mains, and then your pudding or cheese board,
Yeah.
I am going to go for a pudding.
Yeah.
Don't mind if I fondue. Is that what you say? Or
Yeah,
you
no,
said
While ordering his pudding.
Yeah.
No, I'm very confused there because you said you want cake. What are we doing? It's 2025.
I do love a bit of blue cheese on that board, though. I like a bit of blue cheese.
What's your cheese take?
The
Halloumi's the best cheese.
Yeah.
You got to grill that bitch.
I had some halloumi last night.
Great, innit?
I find the sort of the almost celebratory nature of cheese around Christmas a little bit wanky. Can't you just like that cheese? Is
cheese board. It's like the processed cheese.
aye, cheese slices,
Just took it
Baby
out.
Bell.
mild white cheddar, Baby Bell.
Nah, you just took it out the
Red
dump.
Leicester, and he's like, oh, bit much that for me.
Why do you think it's wanky cheese?
No, it's that cheese is in like
You're
Asda.
making your cheese wrong. If that's what you think it is.
that it's in Asda all year long, and then all of a sudden it's like supposed to be some sort of like part of Christmas that you get 20 of them in your house or something. Can't you just get it like my wife really likes? Is it called Boursin or Boursin? I don't know how you pronounce it.
the little oniony.
Yeah, just likes it, so just buys it. And I find that like idea that like you got to get 20 in because you've got 6 guests. Like I don't see the ceremony around it myself. I like the sausage-shaped one. like a smoky,
I like to rip the middle
no,
out
it's
of it.
half a vile.
smoky flavour. Sort of one. It looks like a hot dog.
It's just some
when you buy
food,
it.
food for your guests.
Yeah, just
Like a nice bowl of crisps that you could just get, and everyone can.
come on.
He's winding you up.
I know, but he takes it too fast.
I've been nice so far, but that's too far.
Mixed crisps disgusts me.
So yeah, Toni Storm puts Skye Blue's finger into one of the traps, tries to slam her off the apron, but Blue counters into a powerbomb. Table doesn't break, and Bryan Danielson explains how that hurts even more.
And Taz undermined him. He did. I'm sorry, but he did.
Oh, so Tailbone Jones, is it?
He said something to the effect of, hurts to go through them as well. Yeah. You don't have to talk every time. It's probably difficult at this point because everyone loves Taz. At this point, he was so much better as the leader of Team Taz. Like a little hard bastard, abrasive, funny, but you wouldn't want to spend too much time with him. And I would have him as a manager instead of a commentator at this point.
Or
I just can't remember the last time he said something truly of value on the show. I can't. Like, Technique by Taz, amazing.
Oh, yeah.
The Team Taz, one of my favorite AEW stables ever. Like, the guy is amazing at various certain selected roles. Reboot Team Taz.
Up for that.
I like the idea of keeping him on commentary, but occasionally just dipping his microphone a bit so you don't hear him. So like Danielson's like, I don't know,
He's trying to do his job.
hurts more and table doesn't break and you just really find about what? Missed that. Is this thing on? Anyway, Toni Storm gets a chair, hits Blue with it, then gets an electric fly swatter. Never seen that in a street fight.
Yeah, with good reason.
Spanks Blue with it.
I just had no visual or audio impact or effect.
They need that a taser that Dr. Stevie used, or Abyss used on Dr. Stevie. That obviously, everyone knows when you get tased, you emit smoke.
That's right, yeah.
That was a good spot. I quite like that. Changed my mind.
Shut up, man.
What was the spot, sorry?
You have to take me. I'll
tell you.
Okay.
Doesn't have to.
Ready?
Yeah. It's a bit like actually the.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Yeah.
I forgot to mention as well on the NXT review the lore, of course, of Fallon Henley and Tiffany Stratton, which is one of the funniest spots from.
Shut up, man.
memory.
Of course, yeah, she'd left NXT in a bucket, didn't she?
She knocked into a bucket. The All-State was just really
Never
funny.
came back.
So yeah, electric fly swatter, spanks Blue with it. They set up a trash cam, but Blue powerbombs Storm into it for a 2 count. Storm avoided a code Blue on the chair, smashed Skye Blue with a chair, and placed a sign that she'd brought in. Just smashed it with Sweet Cheek music. Storm 0, 1, 2, 3.
I was naive / playing incorrect to have high hopes about this. I thought with it being a AEW Women's Division Plunder match that it had an absolutely unbelievably high floor. Didn't quite take into consideration that Toni Storm can get very cutesy. It was a TV match with no real emotional heft to it. Unlike something like the Hollywood ending, obviously. I should have seen this coming. Elements of the match were good, cute. Like, ass cheek, tit, muff. That was like a good bit of escalation of like, it was designed to make you go, oh, like those noises all in succession. And I'd made them. It didn't ever coalesce into something where you watch a match predicated on violence. You want to be like standing, pacing, baying for blood. And it wasn't that chaotic or unhinged or demented or violent or hateful or any of the words you want to use to describe a match like this. It was just a disjointed series of cute spots, and I didn't rate it.
Yeah, we were talking a bit about this before we came in, and my first thought was, I just don't like, I'm so bored with Plunder, and maybe it's that. And I was like making comparisons, like, because they've gone cutesy with it, is it like the worst kind of Plunder, which is one of these like fed Plunder matches, which just cannot be arsed with? But I don't even think it's that. I think it's centralized AEW problem that they often have, is that like the tonal mishmash was just evident here. So they were at points asking you to take it quite seriously in between the bits where they weren't. and quite often in AEW, that just doesn't work for me. Like, I think in a live setting, it does. It works for everybody in a live setting because it's just a constant fireworks display, and you're just waiting for the next one to go off. There might have been a better night for this match. Like, there's a time and a place for, like, if you're looking for a card with some range, and going in that it's going to be more comedic leaning, and it's going to be more about the bits and the gimmicks.
Tuesday night?
Yeah, it's NXT.
Well, yeah, like some cards where there's like a bunch of serious stuff and a bunch of blood feuds, and it's like, what's going to be nice and in the middle is that Toni Storm Skye Blue quite fun hardcore match. But this just didn't feel the night for it. It did feel going in that you were going to get another version of like Claudio and Darby Allin. They're going to go out there and absolutely kill each other, and it's just serious business. And it never, like the couple of times they tried it, you were almost like it was the whiplash effect of, oh, we taking this seriously now, are we? Gone off pissing about, have you? Yeah. Like, it was neither one thing nor the other.
Post-match, Julia Hart and Tekla attack. Chris Statlander runs out to make the save. Jamie Hayter comes out to even the odds. They fight off Hart and Tekla, do Statlander and Hayter, until Hart ducks a clothesline and Hayter takes down Statlander accidentally. Hart takes out Hayter with a leg sweep. Tekla's alone with Storm. She does the spider pose, hits Storm with a spear, and then does the spider pose over her body as well.
Don't mind that as a singles program in a bit.
Yeah, you can't rebuild these matches very well.
She said she was bringing the chaos to All Out, I think.
Yeah.
I mentioned
Tekla said she wanted to add more members to the Triangle of Madness. It's a triangle. We've got 3. No, I'm serious.
Yeah. I mean, they were building the cash match here, weren't they? So
but no, she said it in an interview as
well. Willow's backstage with Renee, who really wants to punch Marina Shafir in the face real bad, but I suppose Renee possibly does as well. Harley Cameron comes in. She's written a song for Willow Nightingale, saying that Statlander's a good person, didn't mean to harm Willow or cause disgrace.
Oh, what's that creeping in the background? I think it might be the Sacrilege monster. Oh.
I've just remembered what happened.
If she joins their crew, Cameron will draw a cat on her face. Willow and Renee liked it. Nightingale says, I've been down this road with Stat before. Doesn't end well. Be careful, Harley. And then Paquette and Cameron, the cat on your face.
This is the AEW I hate. And I think this is the... What?
No, that was real.
Yeah.
That came from deep in the bones, that one.
What? Cutesy, wholesome. Oh, isn't everybody having fun at work? Oh, you combat fighters. Combat athletes trying to tear each other's limbs apart in pursuit of championships. You trade your whole life for this, and you about backstage singing with the interviewer. Do you know what I mean, though? It's like watching...
Win it by being disciplined. Huh?
John Sidgley over there.
I understand.
You're combat fighters.
It's like a bit of tautology as well, like, you know what I mean? you're a brawling puncher, goddammit. Take it seriously. But, like, watching Renee and Harley Cameron, like go face to face into the same microphone and sing, I'm like, this is the AEW I cannot stand. And I'm starting to think, maybe it's just what they want to be and what their core audience wants them to be. And here's me wishing for the return of CM Punk and Eddie Kingston screaming in each other's face. It's so cute now. It's always had this. It's always had this.
A lot of the core audience likes it.
And the core audience likes it. This has always existed. I've always liked some of it. My God, it's so cute now a lot of the time. And there's fans of the chance on helping the general tenor of the program. And I don't know why I feel a need to have to do it.
What was we've already had one corner on this show, haven't we?
Tangent corner.
Oh, yeah.
It was Sidgwick's weird analogy corner as
Yeah.
previously.
But now I've got another corner and I feel compelled to do it.
I can't wait to write it down.
Don't hurt me. Sacrilege corner. Willow Nightingale. Very wooden here. I was very unconvinced by her delivery. And
Makes sense. Willow.
That's good stuff.
You man.
I increasingly, And this is a reflection of this subpar storyline that they seem to care about some weeks and then just don't the rest. And I don't believe a word she says. And when that's a problem, because she was so just authentically nice and charismatic. And the more people say that she's an absolute surefire, like easy, propel her to the championship, home run, tap in, whatever. Is she? Because when she is handed what, and maybe the material's just rubbish, but when she is handled personal material that's meant to be weighty and matter to her, I'm never convinced that she has this fraught relationship with Chris Statlander. I'm not necessarily convinced that she could be this ace figure that can just do what big stars in wrestling promotions are meant to do and handle serious material and sell it and believe it and live in it. Like her backstage promo work in the last few weeks and months, I think has been poor. I have not been convinced by it at all. And she's so universally loved that, I feel like I'm going to upset someone here.
Yeah.
And I've been in a bit of a mood with this Dynamite generally. So when that happens with me personally, I go, oh yeah. So everyone just gets caught in the fire, and it's not fair. But I don't rate her performances in backstage segments at all.
I don't think that's as a hot take as some people might. Actually, the booking. I don't. This is that thing.
Oh, that's the thing. She's screwed. I don't
blame the booker or the performer, but like it's so scattershot with Willow Nightingale, and this is like a years-long problem at this point, and that's not on really because
she should have been a champion or given her the chance to be a champion months ago.
It doesn't seem to jive with where the audience has been with her for the longest time. It reminds me for the longest period where like the existence of Eddie Kingston was done in fan casting rather than what you were seeing on television. Yeah. Willow Nightingale's been in that little vortex for a couple of years now, and then the matches every now and then sort of sneak out, and
she still has these incredible moments.
Yeah.
Like her performance at Double or Nothing I loved it so much. Mm-hmm. There's obviously someone who the audience is besotted with and could be doing so much more in that, but let's just week by week see why it hasn't happened for her yet sometimes.
Before we get to the main event, it is confirmed we are getting an AEW Unified Championship tournament leading to a three-way all-out that begins on Collision this Saturday. Champ Kazuchika Okada against the Michael British Wrestling Michael okay.
What was the...
Bless you. Can I just get to Gekta?
How does that work?
It sounds a bit like Achu.
No, not really. Doesn't.
Can I just get to Gekta for Anthony Bowens and Mascara Dorada? Actually, sorry, Sid, I missed my notes here.
Okay, I'll help you.
Who's Mascara Dorada, please?
It's the Beast Mortos.
He has put in years just to get even the tiniest slither of an opportunity when he's probably deserved more. Only for some dickheads from his own country to call him Michael Achu. Like,
what an arsehole he is.
Fairy tale stuff. Like, what am I, Home Nation podcast are saying about me? Oh, sneeze joke, is it?
Apparently so.
That's what they're giving me for my big Okada match.
Well, let's hope he doesn't blow it against Okada.
You son of a bitch. Why he's the best in the business, isn't it?
He is. It must be not the best business, but he is
it's a dirty business. Oh, God.
Anything you want to say about this, by the way, before we move on?
Weird.
It's weird. Tony's getting weird. Tony's getting increasingly weird and repetitive and spreadsheety. Not 2 months after... Oh, hang on. Really personal issues draw money. Yeah, that worked. Yeah, let's go back to convoluted nonsense and matches about money.
The triple threat / 4-way Triple H tournaments are good. So the fact that this ends in a triple threat off the back of a tournament, I sort of have to like extend that leeway to it a little bit and be like, this might end up terrific. I blame...
It's a way for someone to do a job that isn't Takeshita or Okada.
And I blame Okada for that, for not having an interest in the quality of it as well. The Oku match, just on that really briefly, Michael Oku...
He will make it good.
Forces his way through... Stop it.
Shut up, man.
Forces his way through, like, almost entirely on the strength of the quality of his performance. Like, he's rarely given promo time. Him and Mira's act is known by some, but not all. And then every now and then, and it feels like it's out of the blue, but often it's because, like, AEW's over here or whatever, he gets this opportunity. And he maximizes his minutes more than most people you will see. And then he gets this. And, like, as a match graphic, it's that, here's your prize, mate. Kazuchika Okada for the belt on telly. But like the damage that Okada has done to the value of his own match graphics is shocking because he could dog this, you know? Okada could sort of, Kazuchika Okada could tank somebody's opportunity.
Aye.
That's insane. But he sucks a lot.
Doesn't give a damn.
That swerve match. I was like, I was in the building for that, and that was like and we'd even talked about like
It's 4 1/4 if you...
We were like, this might be rubbish. You know, measure your expectations. And I was like, I measured them. I promise you I measured them. I was falling below that. He doesn't give a fucking shit. It's really something. I don't think it's talked about enough, quite honestly. Or people still get hyped about the match graphics because once in every 6 or 7,
Put it this way.
it's great. This could be great, right? And I'm not saying it doesn't have the potential, but
Put it this way, and this is a bit of a teaser for something that might be dropping shortly, right? Or being recorded shortly. He is, recent form aside, you could argue, in the top 3 living active wrestlers. Top 3. Many people would have him at 1. I'm in the process of potentially putting together a fantasy card for a certain event next year for the purposes of a podcast. And Okada is just nowhere near it.
yeah.
Nowhere near it. In fact, the only way he finds a way in is through the most meta heat imaginable. And, well, all will be revealed in due course.
The main event of the evening was that $500,000 10-man tag.
Sorry, I saw the graphic for this. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It's the tag champs Brodido and the trios champs, the Opps, versus the Death Riders and the Young Bucks, who got the old Dynamite theme and their ID pictures and their full names. Nicholas Lee Massey and Matthew Ron John Massey. Danielson was very much enjoying that one.
Yeah. Dynamite theme.
Yeah.
It's Nick.
Although Buddy Peacock on commentary.
Yeah.
Nick and Bandido start us off. The Bucks try to cheat, but the referee catches them, kicks their hands free. In comes Brody King. He stacks the Bucks on top of each other, hits a running senton. Bandido comes in and does the Macarena. But King doesn't want to do that. They waste too much time, so Nick gets his knees up. Yuta comes in, but then so does Joe. Kills him. Brian loves this on commentary. It all breaks down. Hobbs and King sent the Bucks packing. King hit a tope suicide onto both of them. Claudio gets beaten up by everybody, basically. And there's a big springboard moonsault onto the pile outside and a frog splash on Claudio for a 2 as we go to a break. When we come back, Bandido's in trouble. He gets a big cutter and a hot tag to Hobbs. Splashes clotheslines on Mox and Claudio. He lowers the straps, but Marina Shafir runs distraction, and Yuta thinks it's a good idea to hit him in the back with a chair. It isn't. He doesn't move. He launches Yuta to the floor, takes down Claudio. King comes in, loads of chops. The Bucks get squashed with a splash. Matt takes a corner senton for a near fall. There's a huge superplex, but they miss their monkey flip splash thing that they do. Mox hits a cutter on King. Claudio tries to do the giant swing. The Bucks start a super kick party. Bandido gets involved, though. Hits an X-knee on Nick, but Matt saves his brother from a 21-plex. Bandido sends Nick to the floor, tries a monkey flip on Matt, but Matt lays him out, gets a jackknife pin, and Nick holds his brother's feet. They get the win. They get the $500,000. Stealing it here. Post-match, they grab the big bag of money. They get chased and beaten to the back by King and Bandido. Shibata and Joe get beaten on the floor by the Death Riders. Darby Allin sprints out as Hobbs is getting beaten up too. Shotgun dropkick to Mox. He trash talks Mox, and then suddenly he's jumped from behind, blindsided by Daniel Garcia, who removes the hood to "You Sold Out" chants. There's a chair brought in. Garcia stomps. He stomps Darby Allin's head next to the chair, then does it properly the second time after Mox orders him to. Beats him down. And yes, we see them leaving with newly healed and aligned with the Death Riders, Daniel Garcia, to close this show.
I'll go match post-match. I heard you go through the recap, and I felt sorry for you because I've got nothing to say. I mean, I have less than nothing to say about this. I mean, I'm going to talk for 3 minutes, as is my customary way of over-talking, but my God. Yeah, the moves like, God, don't turn me into one of the bad faith podcasters. I'll never be one. I will never lie about it. I will never try and get people who don't want to like this because they're losers, defined by their love of a different company, to hate listen to me or whatever. I never want to do that. But you're making me repeat the points because this was just a collection of moves that meant nothing to me, and it's repetitive, and it seemed... Yes, it had the storyline purpose, which might reveal itself to be inspired when we see what the Young Bucks do with the money or if they lose it or what have you. So, yes, it's going to build to something, a story. I'm not an idiot. But how I found it impossible to care about this match. And I would say my default setting going into this was, don't care, impress me. Then I wasn't really impressed. One of the problems with doing this so goddamn often is that you're going to compare it to some of the other ones you've seen.
Last week.
Aye. Why would you touch this again after last week?
Yeah.
Why would you touch this device again? Yep, the Young Bucks for the story, but whatever. Why would you touch this match this week when last week people were already, or some people were like, I can't be arsed for this, and looking at the rating, quite a few more were already a little bit like, Jesus Christ, not another one. God, it was just as well. This one was great because I was bored of that device, this choice. It felt like, right, you had one more. It's like putting a kid to bed. Right, one more, only because you're going to have a tantrum if you don't. Not because I want it. It's because whatever. Jesus Christ. Why would you do another one? And you see what's on Collision on Saturday?
Yep.
Another one.
It's a cage match. For all the marbles this week.
There were certain times where I'm like, yeah, Brodido and the Bucks work together. They did the last few times as well.
And that's your all-out tag.
That's
title
surely
match.
the all-out tag as well. Like, oh my God, I get it.
Be good. It's good for the live crowd to get a proper Young Bucks tag title match.
Yeah.
That's not a draw, but it's a...
They could spend their money on the entrance.
Yeah.
So I've got literally no thoughts on the match. As it was going on, I was bored at the exciting action. Felt like a spoiled arsehole, quite frankly, but don't book them. Don't make me bored. Don't make me do it. Post-match, I just felt a swell of pity for poor Daniel Garcia. One, he botched his big moment. Not good. He didn't get much of he's done it. He's turned to the dark side reaction. This guy is so good on his best nights, and he has a lot of them. He was so good in this recent stuff with Moxley. Like, he had a match earlier this year with Dax Harwood that was awesome on Collision. Positively awesome. And then it just resets every single time. He must be thinking, what do I have to do? He's built this incredibly impressive library of work. The Danielson matches, that match against Moxley in 2022, the story thread of the young rookie he's really tried to think about his career. He's really tried to improve. He's really tried to go, you know what, AEW is the best place for me. I'm going to repay the faith shown into me by AEW, and the fans just don't seem to care about him. And I get it and I don't at the same time. Like, I'd be so much more polite. I understand why he just doesn't seem to be considered important by this. I don't want to say they're easily pleased AEW fans, but they're not particularly discerning. If you're good at wrestling and you're not a star, you will have the illusion of being a star because they react loudly to you. Yeah. And then we'll look at the Google Analytics or the TV quarters and think, hang on, they're stars in front of the audience. Why doesn't this translate to better houses? Garcia barely gets that. You'll get it over the course of a match, and then he has this weird reset point. I feel really sorry for him. This didn't go down. Is it arguably deserved to?
I think, no, I agree. There was a lack of electricity for what should have been like, not a shocking heel turn, because they have been building to it. Like, they've earned the turn. It's not an out of nowhere swerve bro or anything like that. What I imagine they were going to do anyway, but now it's just sort of added a bit more pressure to it, is how good will the responses from, say, Nigel McGuinness or Matt Menard be? And it's a bit like, so, when Austin turns and it's all a bit awkward in the building, so they're like, I know, go and bloody JR and see how that goes. Didn't work any better, but you can see why they thought that, and it's like, people will remember that just as much as the turn itself. The idea that McGuinness is there at the desk and Garcia just levels him, they're like, it gets a bit tense, headset off the air like Bret Hart kind of thing, and then, this is really awkward and it's not very nice, and Daniel Garcia is suddenly not a nice person, and it's Menard that's last of all as the guy that, like, why'd you do it, Danny, and all that, and then he's like, he decides not to attack him, but then later on he does, and there are more heated segments to come for Daniel Garcia that might make good on this, so it's not baby out with the bathwater stuff. It was just this was a bit flat. I'm not convinced it was the right time. I'm not convinced. Like I'm sure they were going for an ECW arena moment to cap off the residency.
Should have done the lights out then.
Yeah, maybe there was a better way to present it, because the "you sold out" thing was the crowd trying to get in on a what they would do in the olden days type thing. Maybe the delivery wasn't quite right, but because if Moxley's losing the coffin match, you can't do the reveal there, you know. So you kind of have to do it at a point where Moxley thinks, I've got all my pieces back in place. I've paid off the books to keep them sweet on my side, because I'm starting to get paranoid that Darby Allin's got me beat and he doesn't fear me and he won't see this coming. So it does all make sense. I can't fault the storytelling, but delivery of the whole thing not great. And I agree with Sidge. You just can never quite be sure what you've got with Dynamite. And I rate him. Fundamentally, I rate him. But
he does things that really deep down impress me. Yeah, it's just not happening for him.
Well, let us know your thoughts on that and everything we discussed in the comments section below, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch, they can follow all four of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
Follow Michael Sidgwick at
M. Sidgwick.
Follow our brilliant producer Adam Nicholas at
It's Adam Nicholas.
And you can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. And make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. For now, though, this has been the Dynamite Review. My thanks to Hamflett, Sidgwick. Thank you for joining us. And we will see you soon.